through space.
Take it to a place where no one knows us. Yeah, maybe we're messed up, but we got all we need, and tonight we rule the world. And I can taste tequila on your tongue right now. Yeah, we're going down, hell yeah. Cause the way you got me feeling, we could run this town. I can feel you now, hell yeah. We go so hard until it hurts. We don't ever say no, we never learn. Yeah, well, tomorrow we can watch it burn, but tonight we rule the world. Tomorrow we can watch it burn, but tonight we rule the world. Tonight we rule the world. But tonight we rule the world. Hella faded. We're dancing on the tables like we made it. Yeah. Get high on danger. I like to hear you say it. Tonight we rule the world. And I can taste tequila on your tongue right now. Yeah, we're going down, hell yeah. Cause the way you got me feeling, we could run this town. I can feel you now, hell yeah. We go so hard until it hurts. We don't ever say no, we never learn. Yeah, well, tomorrow we can watch it burn, but tonight we rule the world. Tomorrow we can watch it burn, but tonight we rule the world. Tonight we rule the world. But tonight we rule the world. But tonight we rule the world. Tonight we rule the world.
Oh my God, these feelings just begun. I'm saying things I've never said, doing things I've never done. Oh my God, when I see you I should it right. But I'm frozen in motion and my head tells me to stop. Tells me to stop feeling feelings I feel about us. Try to fight it but it's never enough. My heart is hurting, it's more than a crush. Cause I'm frozen in motion and my head tells me to stop. But my heart goes cause my heart goes oh my God, can't believe what I've become. I'm thinking things I shouldn't think, singing songs I've never sung. Oh my God, when I see you I should run. But I'm frozen in motion and my head tells me to stop. Tells me to stop feeling feelings I feel about us. Try to fight it but it's never enough. My heart is hurting, it's more than a crush. Cause I'm frozen in motion and my head tells me to stop. But my heart goes cause my heart goes but my heart goes cause my heart goes my head and my heart, my head and my heart, I can tell them apart. My head tells me to run, but I can't. Cause my heart goes ocean in motion, and my head tells me to stop, but my heart goes.
Kisses on your body were like heaven, we were taking it slow. Tangled in the sheets until the evening, there was nowhere to go. Yeah. We were in a daze, learning each other's shapes, tracing shadows of rain down your back. Oh, kisses on your body in my memory, baby, nothing comes close. It was the summer of love, a delicate daydream. And for a couple of months, it felt like we were 18. Yeah, it was the summer of la 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 la. Yeah, it was the summer of la la la. Meditation and tequila, calling you my señorita. Didn't know how much I need ya. Hate it when I have to leave ya. I've been taking mental pictures for when I miss you in the winter. Staying up until the sunrise, praying it don't be the last time. It was the summer of love, a delicate daydream. And for a couple of months, it felt like we were 18. Yeah, it was the summer of la 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 la. Yeah, it was the summer of la la la. Kisses on your body were like heaven, we were taking it slow. Yeah. Entangled in the sheets until the evening, there was nowhere to go. No, it was the summer of love. You were my summer of love, a delicate daydream. And for a couple of months, it felt like we were 18. Yeah, it was the summer of la 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 la. Yeah, it was the summer of la 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 la. It was the summer of la 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 la. Yeah, it was the summer of la 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 la. It was the summer of I could fall so hard. Well, I thought I was already home till you came in like a wrecking ball. So where do we go? Where do we go from here? When all that we know is nothing at all, my dear. Never knew that I could fall so. Baby, when I met you, I never knew I could fall so hard. Make me wanna change for the better because of who you are. And everything I thought was about me was always about you. Baby, when I met you, I never knew I could fall so hard. Never knew that I could fall so hard. I could fall so hard. Now it creeps in on my fears for you. For the first time, I got everything to lose. So where do we go? Where do we go from here? When all that we know is nothing at all, my dear. Never knew that I could fall so. Baby, when I met you, I never knew I could fall so hard. Make me wanna change for the better Never knew that I could fall so high. Never knew that I could fall so high. Never knew that I could fall so. Maybe when I met you, I never knew I could fall so high. Made me wanna change for the better because of who you are. And everything I thought was about me was always about you. Maybe when I met you, I never knew I could fall so high. Never knew that I could fall so.
If you stay for this minute, girl, I'll never let you down. We ain't off the limit. I could hold you after now. No more talking, I don't know what you wanna do with that. It feels good, why you even wanna hold it back? We just walk and I know there's no coming back. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? I wanna slow dance if you're feeling me now. If we don't hold hands, you'll be killing me now. I need a romance, one chance. I just wanna know where you slow dance. I wanna slow dance if you're feeling me now. If we don't hold hands, you'll be killing me now. We need a romance, one chance. I just wanna know where you slow dance.
And do you mind if I say it? Just wanna have you around. We take, then we give it. Something lifts us off the ground, baby. No more talk, I don't know what you wanna do with that. If it's good, why you even wanna hold it back? We just work, so I know that there's no going back. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? I wanna slow dance if you're feeling me now. If we don't hold hands, you'll be killing me now. I need a romance, one chance. I just wanna know where you slow dance. I wanna slow dance if you're feeling me now. If we don't hold hands, you'll be killing me now. We need a romance, one chance. I just wanna know when you slow dance.
It won't work, it won't work, it won't work out.
If we don't have a say in this world now.
Taking turns in this dance now. I won't forget about you. I wanna slow dance if you're feeling me now. If we don't hold hands, you'll be killing me now. One chance, I just wanna know if you slow dance. I wanna slow dance if you're feeling me now. If we don't hold hands, you'll be killing me now. We need a romance, one chance. I just wanna know if you slow dance.
Am I staying or leaving? Give me the reason, give it one more shot. Don't wanna say goodbye. Feels like yesterday. You and I, we were walking around New York City, hand in hand. Man, it was so pretty that day. Standing on the corner in your favorite dress. I was trying to take our picture, my hair was such a mess. Oh, but we laughed so hard. And you broke my heart. I can't stand to see those tears in your eyes. We should be dancing like we did that night. Give me the reason, give it one more shot, and I'll give it all that I got. Oh, I'd hate to leave that weight on your heart. After all that we did and everything that we are. Give me the reason, give it one more chance. Don't say goodbye. inside my chest. I feel like mirrors in smoke. All of my words are broke. I wanna just throw me in the ocean. It's not that I couldn't see you were in pain. I wish we could talk, maybe no one's to blame. I still want you now, I still need you now. I'm not fooling around. I can't stand to see those tears in your eyes. We should be dancing like we did that night. Give me the reason, give me one more shot, and I'll give it all that I got. Oh, I'd hate to lay that weight on your heart. After all that we did to everything that we are. Give me the reason, give me one more try. Don't say goodbye. Give me the reason. Am I staying or leaving? Give me the reason, give me one more try. Don't say goodbye. I can't stand to see those tears in your eyes. We should be dancing like we did that night. I want you to know that we don't have to say goodbye. Give me the reason. Am I staying or leaving? Give me the reason. Give it one more try. Don't wanna say goodbye.
There's a lot of speculation from all the haters out there hating, talking, no, you ain't gonna make it. But ha, you already made it. Roll out the red carpet and let the party get started. Hear that round of applause, yeah, they're playing your song. You know it's about time to start living life. There's no mountain high enough that you can't move. No valley low enough to hold you down. You're a fighter, got that fire deep inside you. You can't lose, you've already won. You've already won. Everybody had the doubts, thought you were down for the count. But you get up like a champion, check it, that's who you always been. Cause you're a child of the Most High, royalty in your bloodline. And you know it's about time to start living like, living life. There's no mountain high enough that you can't move. No valley low enough to hold you down. You're a fighter, got that fire deep inside you. You can't lose, you've already won. You've already won. You don't have to work so hard, work so hard. Just rest, remember who you are, whose you are. Chosen, forgiven, you are a citizen seated in heavenly places. You're filled with the Spirit, the power, the love. You are a new creation. Now's your time. There's no mountain high enough that you can't move.
stuff, I'm at the door. Now I'm the one you're begging for. Don't know what you got until it's gone. I already know how this goes. Give you my all, then you ghost. But when I'm gone, you do the most, yeah. Why you only love me when I'm walking away? Only ever want me when I don't wanna stay. Love the feeling hitting different. I'm not ever looking back. While I'm leaving, see you staring. Go ahead, boy, you can kiss my you can kiss my you can kiss my. The only time I'm in your head is when you're alone, up in your bed. Boy, ain't the one, you got me wrong. Yeah, you send me rules every day, but I know the game you play. Boy, all you did was make me strong. 'Cause I already know how this goes. Give you my all, then you ghost. But when I'm gone, you do the most, yeah. Why you only love me when I'm walking away? Only ever want me when I don't wanna stay. Love the feeling hitting different. I'm not ever looking back. While I'm leaving, see you staring. Go ahead, boy, you can kiss my you can kiss my you can kiss my. Tell me about how you want me back, baby. You can kiss my go on and on about the times we had, baby. You can kiss my tell me about how you want me back, baby. You can kiss my you can go on and on about the times we had, baby. You can kiss my. Why you only love me when I'm walking away? Only want me when I don't wanna stay. Feeling hitting different. I'm not ever looking back. When I'm leaving, see you staring. Go ahead, boy, you can kiss my you can kiss my yeah, you can kiss my you can kiss my you can kiss my go on and on about the times we had, yeah, you can kiss my you can kiss my.
I swear I meant to mean the best when it ended. Even tried to bite my tongue on your stars. Are you texting all my friends, asking questions? They never even liked you in the first place. Dated a girl that I hate for the attention. She only made it 2 days with a connection. It's like you'd do anything for my affection. You're going all about it in the worst ways. I was into you, but I'm over it now. And I was trying to be nice, but nothing's getting through. So let me spell it out. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You and your mom and your sister
could love me better than you. Ay, when I'm holding on to broken and you go and break me open, till we move right into slow motion. Get me high until the morning, and I don't care where I'm falling, cause I'm diving right into you. No one can love me better than you. No one can hurt me better than you. Nobody needs you more than I do. No one can love me better than you. Keep me running all the red lights, and we're holding on to midnight. Only we know what it feels like. No matter where I go, no matter what I do, yeah. There ain't nobody out there. You're the one, you know every side of me. Anyone can try to be somebody that can love me better than you. There ain't nobody out there. No one can love me better than you. No one can hurt me better than you. Nobody needs you more than I do. No one can love me better than you.
If you stay for this minute, girl, I'll never let you down. We ain't off the limit. I could hold you after now. No more talking, I don't know what you wanna do with that.
Very kind. Thank you. That's very kind. Welcome. Welcome, everyone, to your Accepted Students Day event. We're so thrilled to have you here. My name's Amanda Marsili, and I'm the Dean of Admission. I'd like to start by congratulating all the accepted students in the audience today. Give yourself a nice round of applause. I'd also like to acknowledge all of the families in the crowd today. You all have worked so hard and stood by your students and gotten you to this point today. Thank you, and congratulations to all of you as well. The college search process can be a lot of things. It can be exciting, and it can be scary. It can be fun, and it can be nerve-wracking. I should know, not only because of what I do, but because I currently have a high school senior going through the process. And even though I do what I do, she claims I know nothing. Go figure. But we've designed a day today to help you elevate your enthusiasm, mitigate some of that anxiety, get rid of some of the nerves, and only find the fun in the process. We really encourage you to take advantage of all that Roger has to offer and to figure out why this is the best fit for you. There is no better way for us to do that than for you to hear from current students themselves. So I'd like to introduce you to Emma Hansen, first-year student, who's going to share a little bit about her journey.
Oh, there we go. All right. Everyone can hear me, right? I'm so excited to welcome you to campus here today. It's so awesome to see all of you in person. My name's Emma Hansen. I'm an educational studies major with a minor in Spanish, and I'm also in the honors program. So it's so awesome to see you in person because my Accepted Students Day was on Zoom. And as lots of us know, staying on Zoom for 8 hours in your bedroom is not very fun. But if I had been able to be on campus, I would have been able to see the genuine staff and really friendly students that we have here on campus. So going into college, I had a lot of emotions running through my mind. I was really excited, but I was also really scared and anxious, and I definitely cried a few times at orientation, I'm not gonna lie. However, I really was supported from day one by the awesome students and staff here at Roger. Right as we got onto campus, we were welcomed with all kinds of social events aimed for us to make connections and friends on campus. Luckily, we were able to have these events with COVID-safe protocols so that no one was getting sick right before class. Some of my favorites were the socials in the Cedar basketball court, where we had free food trucks. Let me let you on a little secret. If it's free, it's for me, college motto. They had like food trucks, music, just a chill space for us to get to know each other. I also went to a couple paint nights where I got to make some artwork that's still hanging in my suite today, and I made some of my best friends at those events. So social events were really abundant, but I also felt really supported in the classes that I was taking at Roger. One of those being the honors version of Core 102, Challenges of Democracy. Mine was taught by Dr. Carrington Farmer, who is an amazing resource for helping me adjust to the college life and college class lifestyle. This class was also a Roger seminar, which all first-year students will take in their first year, which really lets us learn more about our namesake, Roger Williams, and more about the history of our school in Rhode Island. We even got to take a field trip to Providence where we were able to see some of the sites that we were learning about. I also took the honors version of the first-year learning community, which is a class that's designed to build a community around being a first-year student so that you can learn tips and tricks and skills that you're gonna need in the more advanced classes. This class, my class, was taught by Dr. Palm, who's the director of the honors program, and he was an amazing resource in helping us adjust. He really helped with the transition. He answered any questions that we had about the process of moving in and classes, just anything at all. So in both of these classes, I really learned how to think like a college student because it's very different than high school. And the skills that I learned in these first few classes and the support I received really helped me in the next classes that I would take this semester that are more advanced and require those skills. So moving into the first few months of college, I decided that it was time to get involved and make more friends on campus. So I decided to join Interclass Council. Now, I was still shy Emma, and I still am, believe it or not. So running for a class position was a little bit out of my comfort zone. However, my now best friend Zoe, who ran for class president, encouraged me to run for vice president. So I did, I took the leap, I ran, and I won. And that was the best decision I could have made for myself. I'm now in Interclass Council. I plan fun events and fundraisers for our class. I've made so many friends on the organization and other orgs on campus, and my class cabinet has become some of my best friends in the whole world. Getting involved was one of the best decisions I could have made, and it really makes the college experience. Because the memories you make in college are not in the classroom. They're outside the classroom at fun events and just things that you're doing with your class. So getting involved was definitely crucial. So before I go, I really want to give you guys a piece of advice from a first-year student like me as you guys are figuring out where you're going to end up at school, because I was in this process just a year ago. While you're here today, really try to take a look around in a good way. Go for a tour, maybe take a walk with your families, maybe go for a walk by yourself, and see if you can imagine yourself here. Can you see yourself with your backpack walking to class, or going to the library to study, or GHH, or getting a hawk sub sandwich in Lower, which is really good, by the way? If you can see yourself here and you have that gut feeling that this is where you're supposed to go, trust it. When I took my second tour here at Roger, I came twice, and I took my tour, I got in the car, and I said, Mom, Dad, this is it. This is my school. I feel it. And I'm really glad that I trusted my gut, because this has become my second home. I call home, I'm like, oh yeah, I just came home from the store, and they're like, oh, well, your dorm? Yeah, this is my home. So if you get that feeling here today, trust it, because it's probably right. And my mom always told me to trust your gut, and moms are always right. So I'm really glad you guys are all here today, and I really hope you enjoy being on campus with us. Make sure to check out what we have for student involvement, see what's going on. And I really am so happy to have you guys here. So I'm going to turn it over to my friend Matt so he can talk about his experience as a sophomore here at Roger. Thanks.
Hello, everybody. My name is Matt Schwartz. My name is Matt Schwartz, and I'm a sophomore here at Roger Williams University. And yes, that does mean I am from the high school class of 2020. Needless to say, Emma and I had two remarkably different first-year experiences. Graduating high school and starting college at the onset of a global pandemic was different, to say the least. Everyone was more afraid of going to the store, let alone moving their son into college. But I'm happy to say that that same fall, I moved into my first-year dorm room, and the following week, I started my first classes here. Granted, they were all online at first, but within a few weeks, and largely thanks to this university's steadfast COVID testing policies, those classes were all in person again, which is awesome because I'm a construction management major with minors in business and business analytics. But I'm also a kinetic learner, which means I learn with my hands. And I can only learn so much from a lecture before I start twiddling my thumbs and staring out the window as my friend walks by and distracts me. And that's something that I found unique about this university: their hands-on approach to learning and the numerous opportunities offered outside the classroom. And a great example of this would be from last semester, this past fall. I was in our construction management methods and materials lab, building a full one-story house from the foundations to the shingles with plumbing, electrical, and everything else in between. Now, I wouldn't live in that house because it wasn't structurally sound or safe to live in, but I was able to learn that it wasn't structurally sound or safe to live in because I was in that lab and physically building with my hands, as opposed to sitting in a 200-person lecture hall staring at a bunch of PowerPoint slides. Another great example of this hands-on approach to learning would be actually from last year when I was a freshman. I was attending a lecture on crane operations. And about 2 hours after that lecture, I was back in our CM lab using an overhead crane, putting together an overhead steel frame, among various other labs, including several concrete testing labs and a heavy timber lab, where I actually built a full overhead wooden shed for the university. And they promised that they would use it behind the field house, but they haven't put it up yet. And I think it's because they're rebuilding it the correct way so it doesn't fall on anybody's head, because that would be very bad. But actually, I think they're building it right now. But if you look back when you find it, please let me know. I want to see it go up. But So after that, though, I did mention that there are also many opportunities offered outside the classroom. And I took full advantage of this fact when I went to Reno, Nevada this past February with our ASC Virtual Design and Construction team. And the way that this competition worked is that it was a 5-day event. And when we got there, I met hundreds of different students from all over the country, all interested in engineering and construction. That was loud. Distracting. And after I met them, I was provided with a series of problems to solve from a real construction site that actually happened. That being the Micro Hotel in San Francisco, California, by Webcore Development. And once we submitted our solutions to these problems, I then had to present them to a panel of judges. And after that, they would tell me how our solutions compared to their solutions and the correct ones that they actually did on the job site. And from a learning standpoint, that was invaluable. But that wasn't the best part about the competition. The best part is what came after the presentations. And that was a huge job fair with about 500 or 600 companies all jockeying for our attention. In fact, I actually walked away from that job fair with an internship offer from Holder Construction, an offer that I recently and very happily accepted. I now know that I'll be spending my summer this year in Atlanta, Georgia, putting all that I've learned into practice as an office engineer for that company. As a 20-year-old, that's never heard of. But it's really easy to take advantage of this opportunity. All that you have to do is engage with the faculty and staff on campus. I only learned about this Reno competition because I happened to ask my professor for homework one day, and next thing I knew, I was on a plane flying to Reno to some random competition that I'd never even heard of. So you really never know what's going to happen. And these past 2 years have been one incredible experience after another for me. And I'm really excited to see what these next 2 hold for me as I take more advanced courses and pursue even more internship opportunities. And with that, thank you for listening to my short speech. And I will now introduce my friend, Josias.
I heard one clap already, so that was fun. People love me, I guess. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Roger Williams University. But I didn't realize that the camera pans over to me. I thought the words were just there. So, my good friend right here, I just met. So when the camera pans to me, right? All right, this is a pretty big job. Can you make a bird noise? Can we practice this real quick? So imagine the camera pans to me, right? And then you go, a little louder? All right. There you go, perfect. All right, so, we'll go with that, all right? Big job, all right? So, again, welcome everyone. My name is Josiah Croa. I'm a junior legal studies and political science double major with a minor in philosophy. I'm originally from Cranston, Rhode Island. I went to Cranston East, so if anyone's from Cranston West, tough luck, I guess. I am now the president of the Multicultural Student Union, a general member of the Hispanic and Latinx Association. I'm going to be an orientation staff for this upcoming summer session. I'm an RA, and I'm also a tour guide. I guess I do everything, kind of. I don't really know how I do that. There's a weird echo, too. I'm not sure what's going on. I guess the Oscars were eventful, right? Pretty cool. I'm not expecting anything like that happening today. I was in the middle of my Oscars joke, you know what I mean? I guess that's okay. I guess now that we're here, check out my fit. It's a nice springtime event. You know what I'm saying? My nice little Animal Crossing. Who cares about this? Anyways, back to the subject. A big piece with this is I'm also a first-gen college student. And a fun fact about me is English is not my first language. Spanish actually is, which I will now demonstrate. Hola, bienvenidos todos a Roger Williams University. Estoy muy agradecido para estar aquí hablando con todos ustedes. Some of you all had no idea what I just said, but we'll go with that. But I did teach Spanish, so that's pretty cool. A big piece with my Roger experience is the idea of getting involved and what it means to be a leader. A lot of my connections I made along the way started off with my first job in financial aid. They were honestly the first people that really got me to connect different places, and that even connected me to the Multicultural Student Union, which focuses on diversity, social justice, and discussions of cultural awareness. A big piece with becoming president of that is the idea of what it means to be a leader, not just for the campus itself, but also for certain communities, whether that means people coming up to me to talk about certain events, just honestly being the pinpoint person for some discussions, or just being somebody that they can trust to come up to and talk with about certain things that maybe someone like me can only understand. A big piece with this is also the connections and friends I've made along the way, and honestly, family. I can't really put it into words as to how much they mean to me. I guess I just put it in right now, but like the full emotions. And then even the faculty and staff connections I made along the way are like really funny. I'm kind of the notorious sneakerhead on campus. That's pretty cool. I'm not wearing anything hype right now, but it's pretty cool. Trust me, Carol Sacchetti knows a lot about that. And Adrian Harris, who's the advisor for Student Senate, hates some of my shoes, so that's one of the things. A lot of credit I give to Jarrell Burgo as well. Honestly, he's kind of like a big brother to me, and he's really helped me throughout the process. And especially when we start roasting each other, and he says something actually funny, and I have to not laugh because then he wins. Doesn't happen a lot, but just to clarify, that really means a lot to me. And again, developing those leadership skills of communicating with different groups that have different ideals and different mindsets is something that you can develop here. And it's something that will help you really in the real world to really flourish. Also, a nice smile and a good character helps along the way, so But yeah, and I'm definitely looking forward to senior year, wrapping things off, hopefully winning my presidential election again. I think people like me, so I might win. And of course, finishing off as an orientation staff member and an RA, and just really honestly looking for internships in law firms and political groups. And yeah, good luck to everyone. Enjoy the day. Disfruten el día. And I'll now hand it off to the final guest speaker and a good friend of mine, Erica.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Accepted Students Day. My name is Erica Woolen, and I'm currently a senior here at Roger Williams studying communications with a minor in marketing, and upon graduation, I've accepted my first full-time job in recruiting and account management at Insight Global in Stamford, Connecticut. Thank you. 4 years ago, I was standing on the same stage and thought to myself two things. One, walk slow and please don't trip in these heels. And two, if you forget your speech, at least you have the Gettysburg Address memorized by heart. I stood on this stage as the scared freshman who cried into her dorm the first night in her pillow, ready to have her parents come pick her up and drive her back home to Connecticut the next day. I had never been away from home before, and everything had just felt so new that I didn't think I was ready for such a big change. But I was ready, and so were all of you. It was after that first night that everything seemed to fall into place for me. I talked about my first year experiences and how I was able to adapt to the new lifestyle and the new independence. And as you can all imagine, a lot has changed in the last few years. 4 years ago, I would have never imagined that I would spend the next 2 years getting my college degree in the middle of the pandemic. 4 years ago, I would never imagine that I'd have 1 month left until I was a senior, or until I was graduating. These last few years have been unpredictable to say the least, but have exceeded my expectations of what a college experience is and have shaped me into the person I am today. There's honestly something so special about this school that can be indescribable at times. From the location, to the atmosphere of just being in beautiful Bristol, Rhode Island, to the sense of community and family you feel from the moment you walk onto campus, this school is one of a kind and it will always be my home away from home. And I'm so grateful for all the opportunities I've had from being a student here. From my marketing internship last semester in Providence at Design by Rhode Island, to being an advocate for diversity and inclusion on campus, to standing on this stage right now getting to talk to all of you, there will always be endless opportunities for you here, and as I like to say on tour, you'll never be a small fish in a big pond. There's no better feeling than knowing that your presence means something here, and I've been fortunate enough to have such incredible professors like Dr. Gentiles Pert, Hume Johnson, and my advisor, Dr. Ram, who have all been able to challenge me in ways that I've been successful in the classroom. But not only do you have a faculty that will always give you 110%, but you also have your students and peers rooting for you too. And aside from academics, to me, the most incredible thing about Roger Williams is the people that I met. And they're not lying when they say you meet your best friends in college. And as the curious and analytical person that I am, who wonders about things like the butterfly effect, I wonder how my life would be if I didn't come to Roger Williams. But I've realized I wouldn't be me without the incredible friends that I've made along the way, and there's nothing in the world that would make me go back in time and do things differently. And I think back to the time when I was 10 years old and I had come to Roger Williams for my sister's AAU basketball tournament, and I sat outside in the Hawks Nest all day, and I people watched, and I fell in love with how beautiful the campus was, excited that one day I would be a college student too. And little did I know, I was already sitting at my future school. And when I came back years later to drive through the campus and look at the school with my mom, who's sitting right over there, I remember her looking at me and saying, "This is it, this is your school." And like always, moms are always right, and she's probably crying over there right now. And as I wrap up my final weeks here and reflect, my advice to all of you is to find the things about Roger Williams that makes this your home away from home. Make this the school that makes you count down the days to go back when you're on break, the school that you rave about how awesome it is to everyone you meet, the school that makes you find a group of friends that you couldn't live without, and the school that makes saying goodbye so hard. So thank you, Roger, for giving me all of that, and thank you to my parents for providing me with such an incredible education and an unforgettable experience. We're so excited to have you all here on campus today, and good luck to you future Hawks as you step into this new journey of your lives. Thank you.
All right, one more round of applause for all our student speakers. Great. Now that they're in the hot spot, we're going to ask some of the questions that you all wrote down on cards this morning. So the first question is, what is your favorite thing to do on and off campus?
So my favorite thing to do on campus, I just love walking around campus because it's so beautiful and scenic. But when I go off campus, because I live off campus, I think once you enter Bristol, like it's just such a beautiful little historic town that there's so much to do. That my favorite thing would be running on Colt State Park, like around Colt State. So if you definitely have time today, definitely drive around because it's really pretty.
I would say my favorite thing on campus is just to hang out in GHH. I like getting a little chai tea latte at Starbucks and just hang out and do homework. But now off campus, I love going into Bristol. Bristol Bagel is one of my favorite breakfast places, so I'll go and get a bagel. It's amazing.
So I think for me, my favorite place on campus is definitely the Sailing Center. If y'all didn't know about that, now you do. I grab my lunch there, and it's honestly just really cool to be right on the water. And then off campus, right in Bristol, Bristol House of Pizza is really good. It's like a little family-owned restaurant, and it's like gives a nice little like small town vibe. So it's pretty cool.
Well, for me, for on campus anyway, it would be the CM lab, because again, I have a crane in there I get to use all the time, which is a really cool learning experience, especially for a 20-year-old. But off campus, my favorite place would be Salsa's. It's like a Chipotle, but it's like a family-owned restaurant. It's in Portsmouth across the bridge. Check it out. It's like $5. Really good food.
All right, clearly they're hungry this morning because they all talked about food. So we'll just keep going on that theme. And the next question is, actually, what is your favorite meal in the Upper Commons, the dining hall on campus? We'll start with Matt.
Oh, wow, okay. If we go for Upper Commons, it would have to be the made-to-order stir-fry. I love that. And if we have to go to Lower Commons, the sushi. The sushi ladies know me. I have like a usual order, and no discount, unfortunately. I'd spend all my money down there, but great food.
I can't express this in words, but I love the chocolate chip pancakes. And when they got the little sausage links next to them, and the potatoes, that's all I gotta say.
I would have to say my favorite is the garlic bread at Upper. It is pretty good, mostly good most days. I have a Snapchat private story and I rate it every day, so it kind of depends on my rating.
All right, Mom, don't take this personally, but the mashed potatoes are so good here. Like, they're literally like the best mashed potatoes I've ever had in my life, and I would stand by that. And the chocolate chip cookies. I take like 12 of them, so good.
All right, so food check, if anyone's wondering, all covered. What is your favorite class and why? Erica.
My favorite class that I took it my sophomore year, so a little bit before COVID kind of shut everything down, but it was actually a Bollywood class, and it was one of my communications class, and it was the coolest class I've ever taken. We got to watch Bollywood movies all the time and really get a look at like Indian culture, so I thought it was really cool. I thought it was beautiful. Definitely adding India to one of my travel destinations, so it was a really cool class to take.
My favorite class is one that I'm taking now. As an Ed Studies major, I'm taking Issues in Multicultural Education. It's really interesting. We're learning about how race and culture and ethnicity, poverty, LGBTQ issues, how all of those impact schools and children. So it's a really interesting class, and I have a really knowledgeable professor. So it's a very like discussion-based class, and I'm definitely like loving everything that I'm learning.
I think if anybody's going into political science, any class with David Moskowitz, if you guys have notes, write that down. David Moskowitz is probably the best professor here. Honestly, right now, my favorite class I'm taking is race and ethnicity with him, and I love his learning style of like keeping things entertaining, but then like hitting you with the hard reality, and it really makes you like be entertained, but also keeping you in check. And it's like, okay, like I'm paying attention to what he's saying like already, and now he's actually gonna like educate me. And it's a really good way of lecturing that I think works like wonders.
All right, well, I have a few favorite courses, but if I had to pick one, it would actually be from when I was a freshman last year during COVID. It's computer applications, construction 116 with Issa Ramaji. He's much better than your professor. So put that out there. It is true. Basically, we learn how to use like 5 or 6 different 3D, 4D modeling software from like Autodesk. No one knows what that is, and it's like a video game to me. If you like computers, definitely take that class. It's a lot of fun.
Excellent, thank you. They have some inner battling going on up here, as you can tell. But next question is, do you think your professors' expectations are manageable? Yeah, start with.
Yes, absolutely. As I said in my speech, just talk to them. They want to help you succeed in any way possible. They love that one-on-one interaction, and their expectations for you are like through the roof because they have all the real-world experience, and they will happily share it with you. All you have to do is just ask them for the help, and you can get it.
I pretty much like agree with what Matt said. This is the first time that's ever happened. But I really, I'll let the joke sink in. Thanks. It's true, Matt. But I really think the expectations vary for each major. But for the most part, they're pretty manageable. And if you ever like need help, like they're always available. And honestly, they're more willing to talk to people than you might think. It's not like high school at all. Like trust me, these people want to see you succeed. Like they're also pretty cool too. So you know.
Yeah, I would agree. They're pretty manageable. Just, talking to your professors and, keeping yourself time managed. Time management is a skill that you'll definitely pick up here. But yeah, just talking to them. And there's also lots of resources on campus. I'm a frequent flyer at the tutoring center. It's a great place to get peer support and just, keeping yourself on track. But I'd say they're pretty manageable.
I agree. I remember my freshman year, somehow I was in like a Comm 103 class before I took Comm 100, and I was like freaking out to my professor. I was like, I'm the only like freshman in here. I'm like, I need to drop this. And she's like, no, don't drop this. Like, I know you could do it. And like, she worked with me the whole semester. I ended up getting an A, and I ended up being on Dean's List that semester, and pretty much every semester after that. So like, they really do have your best interest, and it's awesome. Especially like the classroom ratio that we have. We do have smaller classroom sizes, which I found so useful, and just like, you really do get those awesome connections with your professors.
Thank you. How much time do students typically spend on homework?
I guess it depends, like, on your major. I spend probably like 3 hours a week. I'm as a senior now, so I can kind of relax a little bit. But the last few years, you definitely do spend a good amount of time. But it's all about time management and like balancing everything.
Yeah, that was something I was worried about coming into college, is like having so much homework, because they always say like it's so much harder. But as a freshman, I'd say I probably do like maybe 5 hours of homework a week, maybe 5 to 6. But it's very different from high school because you have so much more time to do it, because you're not in school from like 7 to 3. Like you have like maybe a couple classes a day, and then you have like the rest of the day to do homework and other like extracurriculars. So it's definitely like manageable. It's more than high school, but it's, you know, doable.
I don't really know how to answer this one. I do my homework, but a lot of it's more of research-based and really just going through it. So I guess maybe like, again, like probably 5 hours a week. I think it just really depends on the major as to how much workload you get.
So for once, I also agree with Josias. It does depend on the major, like heavily. I know for CMs, a lot of it, like when you get to the upper level stuff, it's a lot more math-based. So if you, like me, and you procrastinate to the last minute, you could spend 24 hours on your homework, or you could spend about 2 hours a day every night, just spreading it out like you should. Don't be like me. That's all I have for that.
I'm going to adapt this question slightly. It says, can freshmen keep cars on campus? The answer is no, so I'm going to adapt this question to, how easy is it to maneuver around and get through and get around town and go visit your favorite places?
Yeah, so I'm a very high maintenance person. I love to get my hair done, my nails done. So freshman year, I was like, how am I gonna get off campus? So there's a million ways to get off campus. Obviously, we have the RIPTA, so Rhode Island Public Transportation. We have our inter-campus shuttles that run every 15 minutes over the bridge in Portsmouth, back in Bristol. It also makes a few stops at like CVS, Cumberland Farms. And once you get into that general area, you can like walk. Also, we have Zip cars as well, Ubers. That's kind of how you can get around, but you're never stuck here. You can always get away, or you can always get around. So there's definitely a lot of ways.
Yeah, I would totally agree. As a freshman, it is pretty easy to get around. I live in Stonewall, which is in South Campus, and so it's near the RIPTA bus stop. So just walk over to the bus stop, take the RIPTA. You can take it to Providence, all the way down to Newport, and there's all kinds of stops. So it's definitely easy to get off campus and explore. You just gotta, get out there, take the bus. It's pretty cool.
So I've kind of like been a commuter almost my whole life. I did move in last week, so that was pretty cool. But like moving around campus in the area is pretty easy. Honestly, like it's a small town, but also like going to Cold State Park is like not too far. There's several bike paths if you want to bring that. Skateboarding, walking along is pretty easy. And again, the other services that everyone else mentioned is like pretty easy to use, and they're always available. And if they're not, they'll let you know about that too.
I mean, you guys hit pretty much everything to talk about for that, but I also live in the same building as Emma, so we have to walk the same distance to get the classes, but the way that the campus is laid out, all the academic buildings and the food is kind of like in the middle all together, so once you get there, you can just kind of go wherever you want as far as on campus. But I'm getting off campus, I don't have a car personally, and I found that having like a bunch of friends who have cars is great. You can kind of mooch off them for a ride, get a haircut, go to Stop and Shop, never pay for gas, it's very expensive.
Great. So a couple of questions around roommates. So can you all share maybe your first year experience and how you got paired up and how that's gone so far?
So I've had the same roommate for 4 years, and I met her, she DM'd me on Instagram, and we were just like, hey girl, like, blah, 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 blah. We met up at a concert, like May, I think, of 2018, yeah. And then we've been roommates ever since. We lived in Willow, which you guys will be able to see later, but we lived in Willow, then we moved to Bay Point, and now we've been living in a house in Bristol for the last 2 years. So for me, it went really, really well.
Yeah, I had a similar experience. Me and my roommate were actually matched randomly. So you go in and like you have your own little like housing portal, and you can go random or you can like select a roommate if you meet on like social media or something. But I didn't, so me and my roommate were random, and we get along really well. We kind of coexist. I love her to death. We're not like best friends, so we're not living together next year, but it worked out, and we really like get along well. We live together well, so it worked out for me.
I've never had a roommate. What else could I say?
I don't know, all right. So obviously I came in when COVID was starting, so I didn't actually have like anything like this. I met my roommate on a Snapchat group chat that I was randomly added to one day, so take that with a grain of salt. But we became really good friends like when we moved in, and even though we kind of had to because we couldn't go anywhere, I always tell people on tour that you don't have to be like best friends with your roommate. You don't have to love them to death, but you just have to be able to live with them. So a good working relationship is the best way to start it off, in my opinion.
Excellent, thank you. So another question, what piece of advice would you give to someone in their shoes deciding where to go to school?
Definitely just wherever it feels right. Like, I had a shadow student yesterday kind of say, like, it just feels right. Like, everything about the school feels like home. And I think that's kind of how you have to look at it and look at every school that you visit, whatever feels right, because you're going to be here for the next 4 years. So you want to find a place that is comforting to you. And like I said, like, you're home away from home. So definitely look at that. And just, as you were saying in your speech, see if you can picture yourself going to school here. Imagine being a student here and really get a sense of the campus and the community and make sure it feels right for you.
Yeah, I'm kind of going to repeat that, like, just trust your gut. If you have that gut feeling while you're here, trust it, because it is right. But also just, try to talk to, if you meet some faculty or students, like, strike up a conversation, get to know them, and if you can, see yourself talking to people like us who go here, then, trust it. It's definitely meant to be.
I definitely think trying to do a tour when classes are on is probably your best option to get a real feel of the campus. Again, like, although it's like pretty, it's like, how do you feel in the community and around other people? I'm kind of just rewording what they said, but it's kind of the idea of, it's like, all right, like, again, am I comfy here? Can I see myself, like, again, living here and spending the 4 years here? That's honestly the key to everything. And food's also important too, but community comes first, realistically.
Yeah, if you don't like the food, you're not going to like living here. So definitely try the food while you guys are here. But I agree with what everyone else has been saying. A lot of it is just a gut feeling. You may not understand that right now, but you may also hate this university, which I hope you don't, because I love it. But if you walk on campus, you're going to just like feel comfortable everywhere. And my advice would be to not just like talk to students, but observe people walking by. Like, observe how they're interacting with each other. Are everybody smiling? Are we, trying to beat each other up? Are we having fun? But that's my takeaway from when I first came here, is that everyone acted like a normal person, and I didn't feel like a number walking around.
So obviously we don't script them, as you can tell. They're answering very authentically and honestly. The last question is, one thing that you love most about your Roger experience? Erica.
Definitely my friends. It's getting to the point where it's really becoming so surreal and bittersweet that I'm graduating, so I'm really gonna miss my friends a lot, and just being in Bristol, like I said, like, it's really just such a special place. My mom's gonna miss it a lot too. We always talk about it. We went out to dinner last night, and there's such good places to eat here, and it's just such an amazing little town. Me and my friends always say, like, I feel like we could shoot a movie in this town because it's just like that kind of magic. So it's a really special place. So I'm gonna really miss just like everything about this school.
I would say probably getting involved was like the pinnacle of my first year experience. It was definitely something that I think everyone should get involved in something, because it really does make the experience amazing. And getting involved has opened the doors to so many new friendships. So like Erica, like the friends that you make at college are just like the most amazing people. And definitely having those friends is just amazing as a first year.
I guess you kind of stole what I was going to say to an extent, but I think that idea of, again, finding that community and finding that pocket of people you're comfortable with in a frankly small university, I think is kind of like the big thing for me. It's like, oh man, like I did it. And because it's like a small university and small pocket, that connection is stronger. Especially as a student of color, I think that's a predominantly important thing. And I think that's one thing that I've appreciated, that it's like, okay, I can find a pocket for that, and I think it's pretty cool.
So I mean, you guys have all been saying basically what I want to say too, but I think for me it would be just how, like, and you never really know what could happen, like when you walk up and start talking to professors. Like when you ask that one question, there's like a million opportunities to open up. I went to Rio Nevada, and now I have an internship as a sophomore, which is awesome for me, and it's just really easy to kind of go out there and open up your doors to everything.
Awesome. Thank you so much to our wonderful students. All right. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce you to Amy Tiberio, Vice President for Enrollment Management. Amy?
Thank you, Amanda. a really hard act to follow, but please allow me to add my congratulations to all of the admitted students as well. This is a big deal, and I'm really proud of each of you. I hope you're feeling very proud of yourselves. I know that your family and the support people around you are incredibly proud of you as well. So just take a moment to soak that all in. I serve as the Vice President for Enrollment Management here at the university, which means I get to work closely with the admission and financial aid counselors. And I can tell you that we have been so impressed with your applications this year. You are undoubtedly a talented and diverse group of students who are poised for great things. And the good news is that Roger Williams University is the perfect place for students that are poised for greatness. And I think you probably got a little taste of that this morning, hearing from our students, and you'll certainly get a taste for it throughout the day today as you interact with other members of our community. But before you dig into the event, I just wanted to take some time to share with you the top 3 things about Roger Williams University that will give you some context for your day today and will serve as kind of your key takeaways from your experience with us. So number 1, we all know that the college experience is about so much more than just job preparation. But let's be realistic. You want to graduate well prepared for a successful and fulfilling career. And that means having a job or being admitted to a strong graduate program at or soon after graduation. And so that's the goal that really drives the decisions that we make around here when we think about the curriculum and we think about the co-curricular opportunities that we want our students to have. Because we understand that employers and organizations need people who can look at a problem through multiple different lenses and develop creative and collaborative solutions. And so we want our students to graduate with those skills, and they get them in many different ways. They get them first from a curriculum that is intentionally very well-rounded. So they're going to be taking courses from many different disciplines, but importantly, they're going to be understanding the connections between those disciplines. They also get this through our unique approach to experiential education. So all of our students will have hands-on, real-world experiences throughout their time here. And those could be community-connected projects that are embedded into courses. It could be research done with a faculty member, of course, internships, and service learning opportunities that happen both domestically as well as abroad. And we know that it works. So over the past 3 years, 95% of our students have either had a job or been admitted to graduate school within only 6 months of graduation. Number 2, you will not find the vastness of opportunities along with such a high level of personalization at any other institution. Roger Williams is exceptionally unique in the vast array of academic opportunities that we provide our students for a school our size. And our size is what allows us to offer the small, very interactive classroom experiences where you're taught only by experienced faculty members, building relationships, getting to know people. And it gives our students access to a whole host of different academic opportunities to essentially curate an academic experience that meets both their passions and their goals. And so you'll get to know students throughout the day today. They'll share with you the different combinations of majors and minors and concentrations that they're putting together to develop an experience that is what they're looking for and is done with the help of their advisor and their mentors. So what does that look like? For example, you might choose to add a sustainability studies minor so that you can understand how to make a positive impact on the environment through your work. Or perhaps you take on a food studies minor that comes with a study abroad trip to Belgium, because that just sounds incredibly interesting and super cool. Or maybe a creative writing double major so that you graduate with those exceptional communication skills. Or maybe a psychology double major so that you can understand what motivates people. The key is that you have both the opportunities and the support to make that happen here. Number 3 is our location. And not just because it's absolutely beautiful here, which it is, and if you haven't already noticed that, you'll see that throughout the day today, but importantly because our waterfront campus really allows us as a university and also the students that come here to be uniquely positioned to make a significant impact in issues related to environmental sustainability and ocean resiliency. So for example, students in our marine biology program will study the diseases that impact marine life. Students from all different majors can do internships and projects with the Narragansett Bay Estuary program, as Roger Williams is their official home and partner. Students in our architecture, construction management, and engineering programs will understand the ways that climate change and sea level rise are impacting the built environment and conservation. And so if you are somebody who cares deeply about the environment, or if you love the ocean, then Roger Williams is absolutely the place to be. So we've got outcomes, opportunities, and location. Those are your three takeaways for today, and I want you to think about those as you interact throughout campus. I would be remiss, however, if I didn't tell you that really what makes this place special is the people. And I can tell you that with 100% confidence that everyone that works here cares deeply about our students. We are, without a doubt, an extremely student-centered institution. And so, again, I know you'll feel that throughout the day today. So I invite each of you, each of the accepted students, to join us this fall. And you do have until May 1 to make your enrollment reservation. However, if you are feeling so moved to do so today while you're with us at the event, I would like to let you know that if you put down your enrollment reservation today at the event, we do have really beautiful custom designed Roger Williams University sweatshirts to give to you as a thank you. And for those of you who are like, oh, I already committed, come and get your sweatshirt today as well. We're not going to leave you out. And so I really hope you enjoy the day, and I really, even more so, hope to see you back on campus this fall as official Hawks. So thank you so much for joining us. All right, we're going to do a little housekeeping before we get you on your way to the next session, and I just want to call out a couple things for you all. When you checked in with us this morning, you should have received a folder with the agenda for the day. There's a QR code on that agenda. And so if you use your phone to take a photo of the QR code, that's going to bring you to a more detailed version of the agenda, because there are, within each of the kind of main components of the day, there are specific sessions that you have available to choose from. So we have really intentionally designed this day so that you can get out of it exactly what you want and need to get out of it, so you have choices. After we wrap up here, we're going to send you off to your academic presentations from the major to which you were admitted. But then after that, the day is really yours to explore and to take advantage of. Did want to also call out the Life Outside of the Classroom fair, which is going to be in this building. It's in the gym, which if you go out these doors and take a left up the stairs. And we have different representatives from student organizations, study abroad, other kind of co-curricular opportunities and clubs and organizations and all of that if you want to learn more about all of that. But also the key up there is that there's going to be Dell's Lemonade. And if you're not from Rhode Island, you may not have heard of Dell's before. And I am not from Rhode Island, so I was not familiar with the idea that if you're like a true Rhode Islander, you don't use a spoon to eat your Dell's, you just like sort of drink it out of the cup. So I'm going to give you that tip right now, and welcome to Rhode Island. So make sure if you have any questions, you ask us, and we will help you navigate. We'll help you find where you need to go. And we want you to get everything that you need and all your questions answered before you wrap up your day with us today. So as I mentioned, the next step on your journey is going to be your academic presentation. And when you checked in, you also received a name tag. So all the students who are admitted should have a name tag with a number on it. And that number corresponds to the major, or in the case of undeclared, of course, if you're undeclared. And what we're going to do is call out each number and the major, corresponding major, and when that is called, there's going to be a student holding up a big blue sign with the number on it, and you can go ahead and make your way over when that number is called, and they will escort you to your presentation. So as you can see, there's a lot of us in the room, and we're going to try to do this as organized as possible. So we just ask for your patience, and just hang on until we call your number, and we'll get you to where you need to go. All right. So that being said, we are going to start off with number 1, which are our students who are undeclared or undeclared within the sciences, and we like to call you exploratory. So if you are a number 1 undeclared student, you can head right back to the back corner of the room, and the student will take you over to your session. Next, we'll invite number 2, which is the modern languages or foreign languages major, also in the back corner of the room, as well as number 3, the philosophy major. I'll now invite number 4, which is applied math and mathematics programs. Next, we'll have number 5, which is engineering and also undeclared engineering. You'll find that on the side of the room. I'm going to now invite number 6, which is international relations. You can head over to the side of the room. And also number 7, the public health program. Next, we'll invite number 8, marine biology and environmental science. You'll find number 8 in the back corner. And now we'll have number 9, which is communications and media studies, public relations, and web development. Also number 10, which is the graphic design program. And we'll also invite number 11, the English literature major. All right, moving on to number 12, which is undeclared within the School of Justice Studies as well as criminal justice. You'll find number 12 in the back corner of the room. Okay, now number 13, which is the journalism major. We'll also invite visual arts, number 14. And next, the psychology program, number 15. And now we will invite the creative writing students, number 16. Also, cultural studies and history majors, number 17. And architecture, historic preservation, and art and architectural history, that's number 18 on the side of the room. Now we'll ask for our legal studies majors, number 19 for legal studies. And number 20, which is music, performing arts, dance, and theater. We'll also have number 21, forensic science. Those are all in the back corner. Okay, and we'll go ahead and invite anthropology and sociology, number 22. And also cybersecurity and networking, which is number 23. And our undeclared education, educational studies, elementary education, and secondary education majors, which is number 24. All right, let's have our biochemistry, chemistry, physics, and environmental chemistry majors, number 25. And also political science, number 26. And computer science, number 27. And we'll also invite our construction management majors, which is number 28. Number 29, biology. And thank you to all of my very patient business folks. Number 30, finance, marketing, undeclared business, management, economics, international business, and accounting is number 30. Thank you all and enjoy.
Whoever I want, like it's nobody's business, yeah. I wanna end up like that. I want a life that's bigger than all of the houses I wanna buy for my friends. A life that's bigger than every person who ever told me I can't. I'll look back and wanna be remembered for when I didn't know what I had. A life that's bigger than the fears I had. Told me I can't. I'll look back and wanna be remembered for when I didn't know what I had. A life that's bigger than the fears I had. You know you can call me if you need someone. I'll pick up the pieces if you come undone. Painting stars up on your ceiling 'cause you wish that you could find some feeling, yeah, yeah. You know you could call me if you need someone. I need you to hold on. Heaven is a place not too far away. We all know I should be the one to say we all make mistakes. Take my hand and hold on. Tell me everything that you need to say. 'Cause I know how it feels to be someone. Feels to be someone who loses their way. Looking for answers in a place unknown. You need the connection, but you can't get close. Painting stars up on your ceiling 'cause you wish that you could find some feeling, yeah, yeah. You know you could call me if you need someone. I need you to hold on. Heaven is a place not too far away. We all know I should be the one to say we all make mistakes. Take my hand and hold on. Tell me everything that you need to say. 'Cause I know how it feels to be someone. Feels to be someone who loses their way. Midnight till morning, call if you need somebody. I will be there for you. I will be there for you. Midnight till morning, call if you need somebody. I will be there for you. I need you to hold on. Heaven is a place not too far away. We all know I should be the one to say we all make mistakes. Take my hand and hold on. Tell me everything that you need to say. 'Cause I know how it feels to be someone who
discovered someone else, and they say that time will tell. But I won't change no more. I'm gonna miss you when I'm gone, 'cause I've missed you all along. I'm gonna make it undone, all the heartbreaks in my song. I remember all along, gonna miss you when I'm spark, like when we walk in Central Park, make a wish on a shooting star, and we hope it lasts. When my troubles seem to fade, all the feelings ricochet, but my heart, it still remains by your side tonight. I'm gonna miss you when I'm gone, 'cause I've missed you all along. I'm gonna make it undone, all the heartbreaks in my song. I remember all along, gonna miss you when I'm all the heartbreaks in my song. I remember all along, gonna miss you when I'm gonna miss you when I'm gone, 'cause I've missed you all along. I'm gonna make it undone, all the heartbreaks in my song. I remember all along, gonna miss you when I'm gone. You are my universe, and I just want to put you first. And you are my universe, and
In the night I lie and look up at you. When the morning comes I watch you rise. There's a paradise they couldn't capture, that bright infinity inside your eyes.
매일 밤 내게 날아가 꿈이란 것도 잊은 채 나 웃으며 너를 만나. Never ending forever baby. You are my universe, and I just want to put you first. You are my universe, and you make my world light up inside.
어둠이 내게 흔들펴냈었지. 길어진 그림자 속에서,
And they said that we can't be together.